So, Han Solo movie. Is it worth seeing? Was it good? Did it live up to his expectations, to my expectations? Well, it did. It really did. Um, the film was really good. It was a really good film. Now, with that being said, is it up there with, uh, other Star Wars movie like the Empire Strikes Back or The Force Awakens? No, it's not. It's not at that status, but it is definitely neck and neck with Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Um, Coming into this film, I was very surprised because I didn't have any high expectations for the film. I was just going into the movie as myself, as a regular moviegoer, just expecting a good flick. And I came out with more than what I expected. The movie was good. Woody Harrelson, he played good in his role. The main dude who played as Han Solo, he did excellent. He was a good Han Solo. Um, and what's interesting about this actor that they choose to play Han Solo was that when they first auditioned him and they first announced him as playing as Han Solo, I could not see it. I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that he is Han Solo. Like, I just couldn't see it because at first it was like he didn't have the charisma, he doesn't have the look, he's not Han Solo to me. My initial reaction when they first casted him. But as I saw the film and as I started watching it progressively, I caught myself beginning to really like this dude as Han Solo. Like he was, I could really feel him as a young Han Solo. He is Han Solo. I felt it in this film, and he did a really good job playing as Han Solo. Childish Gambino, aka Danny, or the Glover dude. He did an excellent job as Lando. Oh my goodness, he played the role to the T. He is awesome as Lando. Loved him. Loved this character every time he was on the screen. Very good, and the chemistry between his character and, of course, the Han Solo's character was very good. Paul Bettany, and his role as the villain, it was all right. I think his character was marvelized. When I mean marvelized, what I mean by marvelized is how Marvel villains always seem to be lacklustered, not really intimidating. That's what this villain was in this film. Paul Bettany's character, it was like, okay, yeah, you didn't feel like the stakes were high. There were a couple scenes where it was like, oh my goodness, like what is he going to do? But it wasn't like, he didn't feel like a threat, as it were. The supporting actress who played as Han Solo's love interest, she was good. Her character was pretty good. Her character, to me, though, it it could have had more depth. It was like there were some scenes that I wanted to be explained a little bit more. Like I wanted to understand more about her background. Like, okay, she talks about this past, she talks about her history, she talks about this, but I wanted a little bit more. And I think that was one of the things that was really lacking in this film was like they would go into detail, they would go into explaining, a character's backstory, but they wouldn't go into depth into that character's backstory. And I really wanted to know more about the main actress, her background. I wanted to learn more about her, of why she has this history. Maybe show a couple scenes of her past or something like that. I wanted more because she was an interesting character. Um, Harrelson, very good. He did a good job in the film. I loved this character too. I always love Woody Harrelson in movies. He's very witty, and he did a good job. He did a good job in the film. The surprise twist towards the end, was pretty interesting. Um, Seeing him turn out to be the bad guy, but then yet he told Han Solo that, hey, you can't trust no one. and that was a good twist. He did a good job, and a lot of the other supporting characters did good. How the introduction with how Chewie and Han Solo met, that scene, that was real funny and that was really interesting. I enjoyed that scene, that sequence, and yeah, it had action. It did have its slow parts. It did have its times where I was looking at my phone and I was like, okay, well, how long is this? Well, how is this good? When is this going to end? It did have its moments like that. But overall, I loved the film. The film was good. I loved it. I loved it. I mean, like I said before, it's not as good as The Force Awakens. It's not as good as, all the other Star Wars films, but it's neck and neck to Rogue One. And by far, if my personal rating that I would give it, one being the worst and 10 being the best, I would probably give it about a 7. I would give it a 7 out of 10. Like I said, this film had its flaws, but they didn't, to me personally, they didn't um there weren't more flaws than positives, if you get what I'm saying. It was a good film. And yeah, very good job. Very good job. But hey, that's my review, guys. Sorry if I seemed a little out of place, if I was like here, there with my review. This is my very first video. So bear with me. My name is Michael. Tune in, subscribe, make sure you get the notifications there. I will be posting more movie reviews, so on and so forth. And I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you guys stay safe, all you moviegoers out there. Peace.